what is it that you want? I will help you get what you want, but you have to tell me what you want on paper and what you're willing to do. The next part is transparency. When people are transparent, their needs, their pains, or their dreams, you know, the number one question, even on voice blast, which should be, so what's changed in your life that makes you want to even hear or entertain doing or being involved in anything else? What's happened? You can't believe how many resumes are out there. I was a painting contractor for 30 years, blah, blah, blah. And now he's got a resume online. What happened? There's a reason people do things. Identify the reason. Use your common sense, which today seems not so common sense. Okay? And understand they have to qualify for your team and your time. You only have so much time. And as much as you have to qualify in your conviction, in valuing your own opinion, that's what they're checking you on. So many of you, as I've said this before, you know, somebody says, well, let me know when, you know, let me know when you make it. That means they don't trust that you're not going to quit. Period. That's between the lines. So let's leave this one. You can download it. And I'm going to go through this. Now, this is the simplest process in the world, but you have to know this like the back of your hand. And once you get doing it, you'll be a little fumbly, but once you get doing it and you do it over and 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 over, man, it's like clockwork. And you will not believe how your level of proficiency and ability to help others, your ability to help others will improve. So these are some dynamics that you need to know. You need to know how to do a 3-way call on your phone. You need to know. So if you have to Google it or get back with somebody, whether it's an iPhone or a Samsung phone or whatever it is, you need to know how to do a 3-way call in order to do this. You also need to choose a sizzle call you like. Look, there's piles of different sizzle calls. We make them available for you. You can see them at carrotgroupteam.com. They're there for you to use. As a matter of fact, if you have something that you feel that you need to do, make your own. The reality is, once you get a sizzle call, it makes a repeated message and takes you out of the way of trying to describe something. I want you to get a new 100 square chart. And my focus is this: to focus at least 3 people a day, every day for your first 30 days. And this is how it's going to play out. If you ask 100 people for 3 minutes of their undivided attention, only 80 people will give it to you. 20 people aren't even going to give you 3 minutes of time. Out of the 80 people that give you their time and listen to the message, and the ones that are interested, only 40 people, even of the ones that were interested and wanted more information, actually see the marketing plan with undivided attention. That means that 60 out of 100 never even really saw the plan. They were watching TV. They were doing something else. Who knows? They got on a phone call. They didn't pay attention. You know how it is. That's why live meetings work very well. You got an undivided attention. Or getting into a webcast with somebody else, just turn the TV off, turn the phone off, pay attention for an hour. My grandfather said, show up, pay attention, and just do something. Okay? And out of the 40 that see the program, 20 will instantaneously enroll. Out of the 20, they may have 1 or 2 questions. That's it. You take them over the bridge of belief, they enroll for whatever reason they want in whatever program part of it they want to do. And out of the 20 that enroll, 10 will get a business marketing package right away. 10 may, the rest of them may wait. Who knows? But the 10 that get a package right away, 6 are going to do this with or without you. So you need to understand this process is not convincing people to do this. This is sifting for the interested parties, running them through the funnel to find the 6 that are going to be senior partners, goal director leads, and go on and make 6 and 7 figures a year, 6 and 7 figures a month, and 6 and 7 figures a week. You're eliminating them. You're not convincing them. But the catch-22 and the problem is most of the time, you are going to be misunderstood, and you are going to, many of you have shortcut the process. You haven't understood the beauty of the simplicity of the call. And some may say, I don't like that call. Great. The next person loves the call. So that's why it's important for you to choose the call that you like. And so let me give you a quick example. This is a way, let's say I want you to look in your own phones. How many contacts do you have in your own phone? If you have a Samsung Galaxy phone, you just go to your contacts, go to the letter Z, and under the letter Z, it tells you how many contacts you have. The iPhone might be different in ways I don't really know. But I'm going to tell you right now that most people have more than enough contacts in their phone to make this work. Okay? So sifting through 100 units of work in 30 days, you have to choose a scissor call. You got to know how to do a three-way call. You have to have a game plan for what you want. I need to know what you want. So get the better 100 square chart, and you're going to ask the question. It's going to go something like this. You can start the question in this fashion. I'm going to ask you on the audience here to look in your phone, and if you had a multi-million-dollar idea and you wanted to see if it's worth pursuing, who would you call? It would not be just anyone. Who would it be? That's a finite selection, okay? And so you might call up and let's say it's Dr. Adams. So you may say, hi, Dr. Adams, it's Dan Girolmo. Listen, do you have a minute or are you tied up? You need to clear the time because many people are busy today and they won't pay attention. They'll be offended if you don't clear the time first. Okay? It's very important to do that. It sets the tone for the rest of the call. If they say, yeah, go ahead. Dr. Adams, repeat their name again. The more you repeat it, the more it makes sense. Will you give me 3 minutes of your undivided attention? Will you give me that? Change your voice inflections, your tone, your tempo, the loudness of your voice. It means different things. The nonverbal communication is more important than just the verbal communication. And at this point, if they say, yeah, I'll give you 3 minutes, sure. Great, Dr. Adams, listen to this. Immediately three-way in the sizzle call number that's on your phone and play the message. You played it and they listened. When you get off of that, you are going to edify the message. That was a great message, Dr. Adams. What's your level of interest on a scale of 1 to 10 to find out more? They're going to give you a number. You need to validate the response in this. Okay? Oh, well, Dan, I'm an 8. An 8 to me means you're very interested. But obviously, you're going to need some details and have a few questions answered. Is that what I'm hearing? Yes? Great. Then, Dr. Adams, do you have the flexibility in your schedule to see a live webcast at either 12 noon or 9 p.m. Eastern? Which would be better for you? Well, 9 p.m. Okay, then why don't I call you at 8:45? We'll both get online. We'll both watch the webcast, and we'll just see if we're looking along the same lines or not. Sound good to you? You realize that everything I say ends in a question. The reason some of you paint yourselves into a wall or a corner is you don't lead with a question. You answer with a statement. The question puts you in command of the conversation, and you don't want to give that up. So you can always make a statement followed up with a question. And so the art of asking questions and understanding a few skills here is very simple, and it's applicable in all life. These are timeless things, okay? Well, Dan, my level of interest is a 5. Okay. So that means you might be interested. You haven't really decided either way, but you're going to need some more information to sway in either direction. So let me ask you a question. Is it possible that if somebody listened to that message, they may have a level of interest of 2? Well, yeah. Immediately they say, yeah. I don't go higher. I go lower, 2. Okay. Because I want them to say yes again. Is it possible that if somebody listened to that message, their level of interest might be a 10 out of 10? Yes? Great. Then if making residual income was simple as playing a message, finding the sifting out for the 10 out of 10, so you could create an asset that turns up residual income and gold bullion, what's your level of interest now? And point them to see if they follow. Well, Dan, my level of interest is a 2. Okay, so you're interested. Laugh. It breaks up all stuff. Laugh. All right. So let me ask you this, Dr. Adams. You're probably set. You have everything that you need. Can your family do what you do in order to help them if you're gone? No. Do you think $100 bill is going to spend as far next year as it does this year? 99% will say no. So then what are you going to do about it? We have a simple no-nonsense plan that makes sense. It's basically changing your banking routine. If I take the time to send you some information, will you take the time to review it? Yes or no? They get 3 strikes and they're out of there. I don't care who they are. You'll find more displaced people these days, successful people anchored in their job who are looking for a way not to be tied down. You're going to find this bolts on to anything because we take the money that they make, however they make it, and show them how they can save it correctly. And as the value of their paper money goes down, the value of their money goes, the value of their gold account increases or preserves their labor. If they want to tell somebody, they can make residual income. The key factor in this, everybody, is the fact that we have a logical, legitimate plan to create residual income in real gold money. That is a rarity anywhere you want to find it on the planet. Now, I just want to tell you this, that doing 3 units of work every day. Well, Dan, I got really busy. Let me ask you a question. 10 hours of work in 30 days. That's 6 minutes, 3 minutes to play a message, and 3 minutes to ask a couple of questions. Do you mean that what you want isn't worth 9 minutes of your time or 18 minutes of your time? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You can't fit in cracks of time 18 minutes of your time, right? That's the key. Many of you are sidelined with this. You don't have to be. Where can you find people to make this work? Man, put your noggin to work. There's probably more people in your phone you've never even called. I think the average person maybe calls 10 people. Right? You think that's about right? It's you imagine if you do 100 units of work sifting for the 3Ds with an unemotional attachment. Key. I'm not looking to make, it's like washing dishes. Wash a pot, wash a pan, wash a glass. I might have a love affair with the glass, the pot, or the pan. Go do units of work. Now, can you imagine your business if every person that enrolled did 100 units of work and they were taught that? Not go find 2. Go do 100 units of work in 30 days. How big your dual team would grow. Wow. Wow. And so if you follow this pattern, you only need a phone, know how to do a 3-way call. You have to have a chart. You need to have a game plan and put this into action for you. But you need to know what is it that you want, because that's the thing that you have to put in front of yourself to get you to take action. And remember this, intentions are not the same thing as actions. 6 birds were on a tree branch. 3 decided to leave. How many birds were on the branch? 6. Deciding ain't flying. Okay? So there's lots of people with good intentions that think carrot bars a lot. Thinking carrot bars will eat your lunch. Doing carrot bars buys your lunch. And as the process of doing it creates massive belief and action, because you're going to find people that you will never stop from doing this. They will be the juggernauts and the next senior partners, the next gold director leads in the business. And all you got to do is open up enough doors. You don't have to be fantastic at this. Open up enough doors to let the right people get in your left team and your right team. You're done. Okay, now you need to watch Lloyd's Momentum and Velocity video. You can see it at carrotgroupteam.com. I'm pretty much done with this session. We're going to record this.
Yes, it's being recorded.
And we want to make it that we want. Go ahead.
No, I'll let you finish up, Dan.
We want you to have the opportunity to change everything you know about your life, your time, and your money. We want you off your wallet, which has been limiting you, and onto a system that is self-perpetuating by taking activities and doing them once. Remember, the only difference between a job and freedom is the tasks that you perform have the ability to create residual income. Many of you have been laboring under false knowledge because nobody's given you enough time to do it. I want you to play, ask 100 people for 3 minutes of divided attention. If it comes to a pinch and you haven't made your goal yet, I want you to get out of your couch. I want you to go down anywhere, a convenience store, a gas station, whatever, and I want you to bring 3 $1 bills with you. And I want you to make a trite comment about something at the gas pump. And if that person wants to talk, they will. If they not, they weren't chosen to hear the message. That's my position on it. And I want you to ask them, this might be coming out of left field, but a successful businessman in Dallas wants to pay you $1 for you to answer one question. And hold the dollar out in front of them. What do you think they're going to do? You know what they're going to do? They're going to take it. 100% of the time, I haven't seen anybody that didn't take the dollar. They say, what's the question? If I had $10,000 in cash in my left hand and $10,000 in my gold in my right hand, and I couldn't do anything with it for 5 years, which one would you choose? Okay? If they say gold, if I knew how to get more gold and get it for free, can I have 3 minutes of your undivided attention? Or can we exchange numbers right now? Okay, and get it out there. Either one, your goal is to play the message. I have a 1.5 minute message. That's enough for somebody to fill their car. Okay, I have a 5 minute message which has a little bit longer, but a little more qualifying to it. You decide which ones you want to use and put it to play. You make your goal.
And I've never met anybody who can stuff more good, solid information into a short period of time than Dan. Thank you very much. And I'm going to put this up on the team site, and I think the heading will be the only training you will ever need, the only conference call you'll ever have to attend in order to make $1 million. And I think a lot of us here, as Dan says, we talk about doing these things, but how many of us actually do them and follow this process? And I think that's the key is getting this ingrained in your subconscious, have it roll off your tongue so that it's automatic, and just going over this a number of times until it is a part of your soul, so to speak. I'm going to edit this down. I'll put it into a video and put it up on the team site. Take the parts in here that we don't need, and that should do it. So thanks very much, Dan. And I know there's a lot more coming. I know Dan's got a lot more in his plans here in the near future that he's going to be unrolling, and we're all looking forward to. But what we've had here is all we really need. So while we've got Dan here, and I'll just let it go on, but any specific questions that anybody has, anything at all? We've been in here for an hour, but I'll just open it up for any questions that anybody has, and we'll just wait for somebody to put some in. If you do, by all means. If not, no problem. We'll call it a call. Going once, going twice. All right, guys, thanks for attending. We'll have it up, and you can use it as you need to, but I think it's good, solid information that everybody can use and certainly help duplicate their program. After they watch the webinar, how do you close them? Rod asks, after they watch the webinar, how do you close them? Dan?
Number 1, what's your level of interest on a scale of 1 to 10 after seeing it? And whatever they say, I'm a 9. Okay, what do you need to have answered to make you a 10 out of 10? And then work to get your director or senior partner and get them on the line for a 3-way call. Then you teach them to do that, perform in that same way. Therefore, they learned right from the process, from the go, what to do. They're trained what you want them to do. Hardest thing to do is get somebody trained to do something that they didn't do before. You need to have some specific answers for them, and have a few people that you can call that are senior partners or directors. Right, Boyd?
Yep, that's the key. Keep it simple. Keep it. As we say, we do not need a lot of people. We just need the right people, and it's much different than a typical MLM or the standard program where you're sharing so much income, you need a lot of people to make anything to be motivated. So here we don't. Thanks to the structure, it's a serious business. You're only looking for those who are serious, and treat this like you're interviewing for a sales manager. If you had a business and it was a legitimate business and you had to have a salesperson in here managing your sales department, would you not be interviewing somebody and being really selective in terms of who you bring in? It doesn't mean you're not going to take anybody. Obviously, this is that type of a business, but you're really looking and interviewing, and you should literally get a face-to-face meeting if at all possible, and really get in there to find somebody who's looking for what you're looking for here, and come at it from that perspective with that.
Yes.
It will not take you too long, and you'll have a roaring business.
Right. One more thing. One of the most powerful questions you can ever ask anybody is what you learn, because that lets you identify how they think and what was important.
What was that again?
To them.
What was that again, Dan? You broke up there.
What did you learn? What did you learn? Right? What did you learn from that? And that'll also bring out some questions. It's one of the best follow-up questions with simplicity. It helps you understand how they think.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks again, Dan. Thanks very much. Everybody is going to benefit tremendously from this, and all you have to do is just follow the ABCs and let it unfold naturally. So until next time, I know there's another webinar coming up here in an hour's time. Bring somebody to it.
Great goal.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.
Thanks, Dan.
Bless you all.